Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining me, everyone. Nice to see Sam here. I'm glad you're feeling a lot better, Sam. Just checking, of course, that everybody can hear me all right, because that's always... I've got issues. You know what it's like. Oh, drives me potty. But fortunately, we will be seeing some loveliness here, so that'll make me feel a bit better for the things that keep going wrong. Oh, yeah, thumbs up. Thanks, Shirley. Thumbs up down here somewhere, just to say, oh, look at how it changed the colour. Oh, how stupid is that? Anyway, let's show you. So I have got a load of new dies back in stock. So we've got the circles are back in. So I wanted to do something with that today. We haven't got the octagons back in, but there's the 7x7s and the circles are all back in stock as well. So that's nearly everything apart from the octagons, which will be here next week. And looking forward to the other new stuff. I had lots of samples come through today, which are just lush. Roll on 2024, eh? But anyway, we've got another release in 2 weeks' time. So look out for that, last one of this year. So I'm going to be using the circles. That's where you need to go to get all the loveliness. And I am going to mix it up with a lovely new flower from the Everlasting Love collection by Jamie Rodgers. It came out last week. This one's called Rose Blossoms. It's a set of 11 dies, obviously flowers, but some beautiful foliage in there as well. So I'm going to be using those. I have used a sentiment which is just a random one. I thought, I haven't got a retirement card, I'll do one for retirement. And I'm going to mix it with this gorgeous paper pad, again from Jamie, which is called Vintage Textures Candy Clouds. And the colours are just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. They are right up my street. These sort of turquoisey greenies and this lovely pinky sort of colour. Absolutely beautiful. There are 24 double-sided pages in here. And some of them have got a texture and some of them haven't. I don't know if you can, can't really see the texture, to be honest, from the camera. But they have got sort of like, it looks like a linen effect. Absolutely gorgeous colours. And I don't think that this camera here does them justice at all. But they are absolutely lovely. You can see that I pinched some already. And hiding underneath is something that I've just seen. These are images downloadable from Etsy. Now, when I've finished, I will put the link to where I got these from on Etsy. A lovely lady called Karen, who just, yeah, that sings to me. I'll show, I think you will like it when I show you, but I will put a link up to it. So it was for about £3. It's got a Black Friday deal at the moment. So it was £3.66, I think it was, for about 10 downloadable images, all of which work so beautifully with what I'm going to do today. So I thought I'd just print off some of them to show you. They're cottages. See that? So it's just a cottage in a sort of cottage garden, but this sort of thing, like a watercolor, and I've simply scaled to fit is what I wanted to do, because I wanted it to be a bit smaller than actual size, because actual size was virtually an A4. And I wanted to make it into an 8x8 card. So subsequently, I am using that, and I'm going to go for that one today. So that's what I want to use. Now, first of all, I want to trim that down so that it is about 19 centimetres by 19 centimetres, because I want it to be my main part of my card. So I'm going to try and sort of centre it a bit. Looking at the 19 centimetres up here, I want my card to be sort of equal. So it's about like that. So I'm going to take a chunk off of there, then turn it round, and then center that so that that is 19 centimeters that way. And then obviously the width of this is 21 ordinarily, so I only need to take a little tiny bit off. So I'm going to take 1 centimeter off of each side, so that that brings us down to 19 centimeters square. And that is going to go onto my main card. Don't need to cut anything else up. No more measurements. Oh, crash bang wallop. Now I'm going to bring in my 8x8 card, and you can see what it is that I'm aiming to achieve. If I can grab hold of it. Oh, come here, 8x8 card. So I'm not going to put an outer piece on here. I'm just going to put that straight down. It looks a bit odd because I usually put a border, but I actually think that this works without it. Now, the circle frames. There are 2 frames in all of our die sets, our easy frame sets. So you have a larger one, wider one, and the smaller one or the narrow one. So that's the same for all of the die sets. They are made so that you can use them individually or double, which is what most of the time we're using. But in this case, I'm just going to use the smaller one, so the narrower one, and I'm going to use that, just that one. And I'm going to pop that onto my base here. Now, unfortunately, I am going to have to go into another room to cut my die because I've been very busy today and my die machines are all set up in another room. So subsequently, you'll have to have a little chat amongst yourselves whilst I just go and do this. If I'd been that organised, I could have had one earlier, but no. So I'm just going to pop that. I'm looking at the outside and trying to get it as far in the centre as I possibly can. And I'm just going to put a bit of tape on. So I haven't done anything else. I'm cutting the paper absolutely straight. Okay, bear with me. Let's look at the loveliness that they are whilst I disappear. Did you think you'd all gone deaf? I'm back. Sorry about that. So we're using every part of this. We are carefully removing that. And we are using both this outer frame, the middle bit, and the frame itself. Okay. So that all of it is what we're going to be using. So I'm going to take my card again. I'm going to use it as a top folding card. So the fold of my card is up here. And I'm simply going to, first of all, make sure that this is round the right way so that my big trees up here are on the top. That is the right way. And I'm just going to stick that down straight onto my card. So on my card base, I should have said. So a little bit of glue. Oops. Onto there. And carefully turn that over. And then white onto white. And it does, you probably can't even see it. I'm trying to make it as small a border as I can. So that goes absolutely straight down. Now, I'm not going to stick this next bit back in, but I need to put it back into place to be able to ascertain where the middle bit goes. So I'm simply going to line that up, just checking. Line it up with the flowers down here. They all look about right. Line it up with the images here. And then I'm going to take my cottage itself and put some glue on it and then make sure that that is lined up as well. and that's the bit I'm going to stick down. I'm not sticking down that rim, or not at the moment anyway. So just going to, so I'm also checking that the flowers on this side are all straight. Looks pretty good. So just popping that down there. Then I'm going to grab hold of my rim, which wasn't stuck, and take that one out again. So pop that to one side, and then with my ring, my frame, turning that over, I'm grabbing some 3mm foam, so it's a little bit deeper than normal. I'm going to take off the backing of it so that it makes it easier to go around the edge, and I'm just going to stick that straight down onto my frame. So just try and keep that flat. Again, if I take off that backing, you can then maneuver this foam tape quite nicely. My goodness me, do you know what? I did that earlier. I almost did that exactly right, and yet I didn't even mean to. How about that? So I'm then going to put a little dab of glue onto each of the back bits here. And then I'm going to turn that over. And this is the crucial bit now, because I've moved it about, is popping that into the correct position, which is more or less just checking, just lining up all the edges that I can. So I'm lining up the trees here, trees there, flowers and everything, and then just popping that straight down so that it's almost as if you're looking through a sort of window to it. So hopefully you can see that. Perhaps if I push it like that, you can see it more so. Can you see that? That's just as if it's sort of like 3D'd. Again, when it's lighter, I'll take some pictures of that so that you can see what that's all about. So let's look at these lovely flowers. Now, I've already been a bit cheating here, and I've cut out some of the foliage, but I will cut out the flowers. Now, there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 flower pieces in this set, but I'm not going to go for the largest one. I've just gone for the 5 other ones, and I've gone through my paper pad and I've looked at the colours that I have in here, and this colour here is a beautiful turquoisey sort of colour. It looks not quite so beautiful in there, but it's a lovely turquoise, and so it fits in beautifully with the turquoises that I've got here. So I've already taken a sheet of that out. So that's more sort of like an aqua colour, and then that one is much more like the turquoise. Don't think they have their names on them or anything, but those are the 2 colours that I've gone for. So, whoops, I want to use that. Still use the tape that was on there from before, but I'm going to pop those down. They've got a lot of detail in them. They are called rose because you can put them into such a flower. But I found that as with most of the flowers there, you can make them look all sorts of different sort of sections there. So I'm just going to run that one through. When I take that out, let's just, get the right end in a second. They've got a lot of detail them. To be fair, you can't see that detail quite so much on here, but they have got a lot of detail on them. They completely get lost in there, don't they? Let's take those all out. So I'm literally going to just put 1 flower on there today, but you could obviously put a nice little array if that's what you wish to do. Now, if you pop over to Jamie Rodgers, I think it was Jamie Rodgers' site that I actually saw it, you will see that he goes to town with making these into a proper rose, and quite beautiful they are. But I thought I'd show you a more simpler version because they can be so versatile. So why not go for what we can do? Pop those back into there. Now, I've cut out this die and that die, and I've cut them out prior to chatting with you. So let's just put them away so that you can see what I mean. And I've cut them out here. I think they look beautiful. So delicate. So I've cut out a few. So you can see, if you look at that, can you see all the different lines and everything on there? Lots of different lines. So it gives a really lovely texture. So that's my foliage. Let's put together this little flower first though. So I'm going to start off with the smallest one first, and I'm literally going to just sort of gently screw that up a little bit and then open it up a bit, just a bit, and then find the next one down, and I'm going to do the same with that. Just screw that up a little bit, and then I shall pop a little bit of glue into the center of that slightly bigger one, and keeping this one pushed together a bit, I shall then pop that into the center. Just hold on to that for a second. Okay. So then we go to the next size down, and again, just putting it all together and just giving it a bit of a squeeze. Now, because it's paper, you will get that sort of crumpled look to stay, whereas if it was card, you would need, in order to get that crumpled look to stay, you would have to put water on it first. So kind of works a treat with it. That's what I was looking for, to be able to push that down. Then the next size, so this is sort of die number 4, if you could call it. Just a little squeeze, little dot of glue. And if you look at the how to do a rose with it, there's quite a lot of cutting and removing the petals and things, which I wasn't overly wanting to do. So with the last one, I'm just tweaking those up a little bit. I've used my fingernails to do it, but you could use any tool of the preference that you like. Now, I have only just done that with those. I haven't scrumpled that up because I wanted to give a nice background finish. So I'm just popping that down. It doesn't show so well on that colour card, does it? Whoops. But if you look, you get a really pretty flower there. And again, if you want a bit of glitter on it, you could spray some glue on it and it could be some glitter, but otherwise you're done. So let me just pop this over here, and then I'll bring those onto there so that you can see them a bit better. So I'm going to bring my card in, and I'm going to go down into this corner. So I'm sort of enhancing this corner. So if you look, if I was to put my flower there, the whole idea with this is that we are amongst the same colours. If we were to put a bright, well, for example, here's one I did earlier that was purple. I think you'll agree it doesn't work. Also, I did think of taking one of these images and actually making the flowers out of one of the images, which would work as well. But I felt that by using this beautiful paper pad, which just picked up the colours so perfectly, again, I know that the colours, the camera doesn't pick up the colours very well here, unfortunately, in comparison, especially at night time. But do you know what? Any of these colours would have worked, because you've got some pink flowers down here. You've got that beautiful pink, pale pink that goes in with that. You've got an even paler pink. You've got the greens, much more of a green, which is similar to here. You've got the blues, which are similar to there. You've literally got all those different colours. Beautiful. And works with all of the images in this particular pack, actually. So I'm going to pop just that one flower in that corner. I'm going to put that on with silicone glue so that we've got a bit of wiggle room there. Just one little dab of glue into the centre. And then I'm going to put my foliage on there. But because I want to be able to bring this down a bit and I don't want glue showing, I'll show you what I mean in a minute. I'm going to put it on with ordinary glue as opposed to the silicone glue. So I'm just going to take one of my leaf sets. This is, well, I don't know what it is really, but this is just the little branch of leaves there. And I'm just going to, bring that into there. So I'm just, shall I bring that down a bit so that you can actually see what I'm talking about? Yeah. So I'm just bringing that into that corner. Then I'm going to take, whoops, one of these more sort of like a frond bit. And then bring that down to there. Oh. Then I'm going to come across here. And whilst I'm popping this on, we had a wonderful response to our online workshop, completely sold out. So I do apologise, but it was always going to be as a thank you, really. The people that have been attending the online classes, many of them for the last 3 or 4 years, regularly, without fail, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone, which is why I went for an exclusive die with it. And so it was always going to be such. I know there's a few people that managed to get one as well, so that's great. But that ornate frame will not be repeated again. But I have got some lovely frames coming out again, as I said, in the new year, so look out for those. And of course the workshops will remain in the new year as well. And then this Sunday we've got our Silver Sunday sale, not Black Friday, Silver Sunday. So what do you think? Isn't that beautiful? I just think it really blends in with that background there. I'm then going to get my sentiment. Now, I have already cut out one, and now I'm going to just cut out one more just to pop onto the top of that, because it is only paper, so you want it to be fairly strong as you can. Just check that that's the right size that I use. So just pop that in there. So yeah, with the Silver Sunday, we'll be showing you a little card of which there will be a very, very special offer. I'm almost giving that one away. And then we've got lots of special offers in terms of the mystery parcels and all sorts. So looking forward to showing you that. So just take this one out. Oops. Obviously you could put happy birthday or get well wishes or with sympathy or anything on this type of a card, and it's very much, I would suggest, a masculine type card as well. If it's one of those people that's not really into their football or fishing or anything like that, then it's quite a generic card to do with one of the cottages. As I said, I will put the link up to that. I'll do it on the Facebook page, but I will put it at the bottom of this, again, down there somewhere. You'll find that. So I'm just going to change the nib over. So that I can just pop some glue in a minute. Get away, thank you. Just going to put a little bit of glue onto here. So yes, Sunday sale is going to be great. Looking forward to offering you many, many bargains. But as always, once they are gone, they are gone. I know that the first thing to go will be the mystery parcels, which I'm afraid I have had to increase a little bit this time. The postage is just ridiculous. So I have had to go increase that, but not by very much, only a couple of pounds, and it's still a massive bargain, and everyone always says that they're really, really pleased with it. So I've given that chicken pox or German measles or something now. Now I'm just going to sit this one right over the top so that it gives me just that little bit more of a leeway, a bit thicker. Turn it back over and do the same all again in terms of putting a little bit of glue on. So yeah, we have got lots of things coming up. New die launch at the beginning of December, and sort of full pelt until about the middle of December, because then we're really running into, are you going to be able to get anything in time for Christmas because of the post and everything, which unfortunately is already affecting my friends overseas. They seem to have to wait so much more longer. Well, some countries do anyway, not all, but some do. So let's bring this in. I'm going to go with my happy retirement up in this corner, just about there. And as I say, it could be I'm just put happy retirement because I thought that that fitted in really well, and I thought it looked nice, and I thought I haven't got a happy retirement. So there we go. There is our beautiful cottage. Let's bring that out a bit so you can see it again. There you go. Our beautiful cottage that's enhanced with the lovely rose flowers from Jamie. Rose blossoms, I beg your pardon, not rose flowers, rose blossoms, that's where they are. And then, which I think will become one of my favourites, the vintage textures. So in other words, it's got like a sort of linen effect texture, and there's 24 8x8 sheets, so 6 double-sided, 4 sheets of each, 24 in total. It's 150 GSM, so it's not card, it is paper, but absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So there is our lovely card for today. I hope you like it. I just think that it's just sort of something really simple, and pop your little frame over the top there. You can do that with any of the frames. They all just look lovely, and I will endeavour to take a photograph of that in real life. Well, not in real life, this is real life, isn't it? But you know what I mean. In the daylight, so that you can actually see that in all its glory rather than not quite such good colouring, because I think it's beautiful. So there you go. Thank you so much for joining me today. The answer is yes. Oh, okay. Now, what is the question? That is what we should say. Okay, thanks, Di. Actually, I was thinking of you as happy retirement, but you're hardly retiring, are you? So, yeah. So thank you so much for joining me. I will hopefully see you on Sunday, because Sunday will be a good day to come along and join us. I've got a nice little tiny project. It can't be much more simple than it is. So look forward to showing you that one. And then I will show you some of the things that we've got on a special offer over on the website. Silver Sunday sale starts at 11 a.m. Okay, so it won't be there before, can't do anything about it before, and once it's gone, it's gone. And I do know, the one thing I do know is that you just need to get in there and get it, because unfortunately it's supposed to be that if your stuff is in the basket for a couple of minutes, it's yours, if you see what I mean. But I have to say, I do notice that they jump out just when you don't want them to. So, you know, that's completely down to the website as opposed to myself, unfortunately. So that'll be good anyway. Look out for that. So yeah, 11 o'clock, Chris. And Chris, hold on, I've just noticed that a lady called Chris, who is over in America, was that she was with us at the online workshop, and there was a little tiny baby. And I need to know if it was yours, Chris, because I couldn't work it out properly. So could you message me? Because I need to know, because it was gorgeous. I think it was a little girl, but I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't see that closely. But yeah. So it's only because I need to know about that sort of thing. 11 a.m. is English time. And I can't remember where you are. I think you might be Florida. So that might be that you've got to get up early, possibly like 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't even know. Might even be before that. But if you have got a little tiny baby, you may well be up anyway. So happy days. Anyway, I must go. You take care. Thank you so much for joining me. And see you Sunday. Take care then. Bye.